A number has entered the conversation. It is a figure so large it defies easy comprehension: $7 trillion. This is the sum reportedly sought by one man to reshape the physical foundation of our digital world. Sam Altman, the leader of OpenAI, is said to be the architect of this grand design. The plan is not merely ambitious. It is a bid to construct a new global infrastructure from the ground up. It aims to build a sprawling network of semiconductor fabrication plants, factories dedicated solely to producing the specialized chips that power artificial intelligence. This is not a business plan. It is a blueprint for a new world order, built on silicon and controlled by those who finance its creation. The story is one of shadows and whispers. It unfolds in hushed meetings and confidential memos, far from public view. The scale of the ambition is breathtaking. $7 trillion would dwarf the economies of most nations. It is a sum that can only be assembled by sovereigns, by state-backed funds, and global financial titans. The goal is to solve a problem of scarcity. The world, it is argued, does not have enough computing power for the AI revolution that is coming. The central idea is simple in its audacity. Sam Altman and his allies seek to end the reliance on a small number of chip manufacturers. Today, NVIDIA stands as a colossus, its GPUs the essential engines of the AI boom. This dependency creates a bottleneck, a single point of failure and control. The $7 trillion plan aims to shatter this bottleneck, creating a new parallel universe of chip production. It is a declaration of independence, but it is also a bid to create a new, larger, and more centralized power. Who would fund such a venture? The money is too vast for venture capital. Sovereign wealth funds, particularly from the Middle East, nations with deep pockets and a desire to pivot from oil to technology. They are the natural partners. They have the capital. They have the land. They have the political will to build new industrial cities in the desert. This alliance would forge a new axis of power, connecting California's vision with immense global finance. The strategy involves more than money. It involves a web of alliances. Deals worth a reported $1.5 trillion have been linked to Altman's inner circle: AMD, Oracle, and even NVIDIA. These are complex partnerships designed to secure capacity and co-opt rivals. The plan is to absorb the entire ecosystem, to become not just a player, but the playing field itself. By partnering with everyone, the new entity becomes indispensable, the central hub in a network of its own design. This quiet consolidation of power is the most unsettling part. At the center of this maelstrom stands Sam Altman. He is no longer just a CEO. He has become a figure of immense and controversial power, a man who walks the halls of governments as an equal. The New Yorker has questioned his methods, his integrity, and his commitment to safety. The pressure has become intensely personal. In April 2026, violent incidents reached his home. An emotional blog called For De-Escalation. He operates with a small, loyal inner circle. Reports say trillion-dollar deals were orchestrated by this core group, often without external advisors. It lets the organization move with lightning speed. Ruthlessly effective, but opaque and unaccountable. Reported 1.5T agreements lock down compute for years, securing vast infrastructure while rivals face scarcity. A zero-sum game on a global scale. The leader who secures the chips secures the future. Personal backlash mirrors public anxiety, exhilaration and fear side by side. He preaches safety while accelerating progress at all costs. The contradiction is stark. Can a man who controls the hardware be trusted to ensure safe, equitable deployment? This is the question that haunts his every move. The ghost in his machine. In February 2026, Altman praised NVIDIA, calling their chips the best in the world. But behind the curtain, a different narrative takes shape. Public denials keep the current system running, while replacements are built in secret. This empire is assembled not with armies, but with contracts and capital commitments. Nowhere are the complexities and contradictions more visible than in Europe. The project known as Stargate Norway was meant to be a flagship, Europe's first AI gigafactory, 100,000 cutting-edge GPUs, a symbol of global ambition, a beachhead in a key region. But then the plan changed. The Stargate branding was quietly dropped. The narrative shifted, no longer an OpenAI exclusive. The ground moved under its feet. Details suggest a strategic pivot. Instead of OpenAI renting full capacity, its key partner Microsoft stepped in. Microsoft will lease over 30,000 GPUs starting in 2027. Not a minor adjustment, a change in power dynamics. Was it voluntary partnership or concession? Regulatory concerns or sheer cost may have forced a shift. OpenAI stayed silent. The episode reveals fragility in a grand design. National interests, regulation, corporate rivalries, and a partner who is also a competitor. Symbiosis, but tension. Even the powerful must negotiate, compromise, and sometimes retreat. The retreat from the name suggests a lower profile, discreet, practical arrangements. The geopolitics of a chip. A plan of this magnitude is inherently political. You cannot spend $7 trillion on critical infrastructure without drawing governments in. Advanced semiconductors are national security. The US, China, and Europe are in a fierce race. Lead in chips means advantage, economic and military. Altman's move is a gambit on the global board. Sovereign funds seek diversification and power projection via AI infrastructure. Fabs demand land, water, and cheap, stable electricity. Scarce, strategic choices with diplomatic ripples. The risks are colossal. First, financial. If software breakthroughs/compute needs, the bet implodes. If architectures leap, fabs risk obsolescence on delivery. A black hole of capital, producing only empty buildings. Execution. Building one fab is Herculean. Building many, all at once, unprecedented. Supply chains, talent pipelines, cities for workers. A total mobilization. Gravest risk, concentrated power. A consortium deciding who accesses the most advanced AI. Winners chosen, rivals denied. Power shaping economies and humanity's future. Every industrial revolution has a human cost. This one will too. New jobs, new cities, new wealth. Somewhere. Elsewhere. Disruption. Communities upended. Creative destruction at planetary scale. Systems reflect their makers. Risking bias, inequality, cultural erosion. The deeper cost is agency. Who shapes the future in a machine age ruled by its keepers? If the plan succeeds, the world rewires. Power, capital, and progress controlled like a nervous system. But the question isn't can, it is should. As titans bet sums that could transform nations, what happens if they win? Publicly, the players maintain a careful script. OpenAI denies dissatisfaction with its suppliers. They say they love working with NVIDIA, the best chips in the world. February 2026, praise on record. Behind the curtain, another narrative evolves. It is the language of a customer planning to become the supplier. Keep today's system running smoothly while building its replacement in the dark. Night crews, quiet cranes. No armies here, just paper and capital, shifting the world's substrate. Partner with all. Become indispensable to all. In the new world, access to compute decides winners. Companies, universities, nations. Some fields accelerate, others stall. Not open innovation. Centrally planned development, guided by a select few. Defenders promise abundance. History warns how power corrupts. The alternative, competing blocks, a cold war of algorithms and silicon. Concentrate control, or risk chaos. Either path is peril. As titans gamble with sums that could remake nations, laying foundations of a silicon empire, we return to the unasked question. What happens if they win?